Now, if there's one commonality we see with all the top players in the world, is something they do with their right elbow. You'll see at the top of their swing and in the downswing, their right elbow is always pointing fairly towards the ground there. Some of them might be a little bit disconnected, but some of them will be a little bit more connected. But we see how their elbow will always be pointing more down towards the ground, and it will keep like that into the downswing. And that really helps this, the club shaft. It keeps that club shaft nice and shallow as you move down, so you can have nice, efficient rotation. But what we see with amateur golfers do, and this is really, really common, how we'll see their elbow at the top of their backswing start to point behind them, and then in the downswing, that elbow remains behind them. So what that is ultimately the right shoulder internally rotating. So you can see as soon as I internally rotate this shoulder, the elbow starts to point behind. But why does that even matter? Look at this. See how that club shaft is steepening. So if my right elbow is pointing behind me, I am going to have a very, very tough time to have this club shaft shallow out. So that means I'm going to have to do something like early extend to re-shallow it coming into the golf ball, or I'm just going to swipe across it with this big steep out to in shaft. So let's talk about how to get this into our golf swing. 2 drills here. So we want this elbow to be pointing down towards the ground at the top of the backswing, staying there in the downswing. So this is the first drill. This is called the nunchuck drill. And all you do, you grab your club head with your right hand, flip the shaft onto the right side of your right forearm, grip it with your left hand, just hold on to that club, and then rotate up. You can see already there, where's my elbow pointing? More down towards the ground. And then I'm turning through, having this, really pulling it in front of me with the grip, and that's getting that elbow, kind of exaggerating almost a little bit more. It's pointing down towards the ground, yeah, but it's pointing now in front of me as well. So if I had a golf club in my hand at the same time then, that club is getting shallow. We know shallow is good, so we can then turn through the golf ball, deliver that golf club onto the golf ball perfectly. So again, this nunchuck drill is absolutely awesome because it exaggerates it and it also stretches out your shoulder. So really, really good feel there to get this in there. Dry drills are so important, drills around a golf ball, to be able to get things into your golf swing. So the way to work on this hitting golf balls, it's like this, ball training aid. So for this is the Tour Striker Smart Ball. So what we do, we put this in between our arms here, so just in kind of like the middle of our forearms. Now, if we're gonna swing and keep this in between our arms, you can see how that elbow, with the right elbow, has to point down towards the ground, and it has to stay like that in the downswing to be able to hit it like you're gonna see with this swing here. And then, it's gonna give me that nice shallow shaft, nice rotation, all good stuff, really good training aid. But if we do it wrong, if that elbow starts to point behind us, what's going to happen to the ball? It's going to fall, and let's say at any point that elbow gets behind, it is going to fall down. So this is why I like the Tour Striker one, because it's got this. So when it falls, it doesn't go flying down a driving range. That'll get quite annoying, and trust me, it does. So this will be a really good one for the vast majority of all of you out there watching to get one of these to practice in this way, because good right arm movement is a product for quite a lot of us of good practice, and it encourages so many other good things: club face control, rotation. It's a good thing to get into your golf swing. So you can see it's really going to keep that elbow nicely down. So I know a lot of you thinking, what about driver? Yes, driver, of course, exactly the same move. It's the same thing with driver. So you can work on a driver, working with irons, working it with wedges, absolutely everything. Do these drills with it, and you're going to have that shallow shaft, that nice rotation that you see the top pros have, that they only have because they can get that right arm into a good position with the elbow pointed towards the ground. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. Elbow pointing down, and you'll be playing a lot better.